Sumasenso, manap ng trabaho o di kaya'y subukang magnegosyo. Lumikha ng produkto't sikaping lumago, inspirasyon mong pagkapiko. Katuwang ng gobyerno sa iyong tagumpay, iisa ang ating hangarin. Pag may abilidad at oportunidad, tiyak na ang lahat ay uunlad. Trabaho, negosyo, kabuhayan, kaya natin yan.
Walang iwanan.
Go lang ng go mga kaibigan. Trabaho, negosyo, kabuhayan, kaya natin yan.
Sulong Pilipinas.
Go, 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 kababayan. Kaya natin yan. Kaya natin yan. Kayaw magtipid sa iyong mga pangarap. Sige-sige sa pagsisikap. Asenso'y sigurado sa hinaharap. Manalig lang palagi sa sarili. Trabaho, negosyo, kabuhayan, kaya natin yan.
Walang iwanan.
Go lang ng go mga kaibigan. Trabaho, negosyo, kabuhayan, kaya natin yan.
Sulong Pilipinas.
Go, 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 kababayan. Kaya natin yan. Kaya natin yan.
Habang nakatitig, habang ligtas tayo sa ating mga tahanan, may mga pumiling manatili sa harap ng digmaan. Laban sa COVID-19. Para sa inyong patuloy na nagpapatakbo sa makina ng bansa. Para sa inyong laging nakaabang sa ating mga daungan at paliparan. Para sa inyong nagtatawid ng aming mga pangangailangan sa kalsada, karagatan at himpapawid. Para sa inyong mga nagbabantay sa mga warehouse at terminal. Para sa inyong mga nakikipagsapalaran sa daan. Para sa inyong naghahatid sa amin ng malasakit at kabayanihan. Kayong mga frontliners sa logistics at supply chain. Kakibat kayo ng mga doktor, nurse, sundalo at pulis. Patid namin ang mga sakripisyo ninyo at pagtitiis. Kasama ang buong sambayanan, kaming lahat ay nagbibigay pugay at puso nagpapasalamat sa pagharap ninyo sa tiyak na pahamak para sa bayan. Mabuhay kayo, mga bayani ng bayan.
For MSMEs who are enlisting in the DTI Reboot package or shifting to online selling platforms, here are the services that you can avail of. Free onboarding to e-commerce platforms, free email invoicing facilities, and online payment, free training and one-on-one mentoring, free seller support during incubation, free advertising support through social media, discounted shipping and delivery costs, access to soft loans. In addition, there's also internet solutions and starter kit for free website development, loan financing like loan package for product development, packaging, and production, credit score crowdfunding. For marketing, we can also give you, or our enablers can also assist in digital ads, boosted and geo-targeted ads in social media pages, assist seller merchandise creating content descriptions, and for onboarding, shipping and delivery costs, discounted rates, MSME seller performance from setting up to incubation to selling, free sign up with platform, online payment, promote online payments, free email invoicing facilities that accepts credit, debit at Paymaya. And of course, skills building by providing you free access to the webinars that we are conducting here and the session on Control Biz Reboot Now. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, mga kaibigan. It's actually raining cats and dogs in Metro Manila and I think in some parts of northern Luzon or central Luzon. We would like to welcome you once again to the Control Biz Reboot Now. Mga kaibigan, alam ko po, familiar kayo na bumili na online. There are a lot of online platforms where a lot of our, yung mga ating mga mamimili, na bumibili na through the platforms. And I think sa mga MSMEs would really want their products to be associated or to already be considered on these online platforms. And during the Reboot Now or the Control Biz Reboot Now Series 1 that we conducted last week or 2 weeks ago, I think a lot of our enablers, yung pong nagbibigay ng online platform, selling platform, have already oriented you on how to be on board. That's why we're doing this today, because we wanted, especially for those who are already on board, that we wanted you to get some tips on online selling. Kasi nga sabi, di ba, the journey for you to sell does not end when you're already on board the selling platforms. Kasi take note, in the platforms themselves, ang dami-daming MSMEs, ang dami-daming mga produkto who are also selling their respective products and services. How can you be different from them? Ladies and gentlemen, ito po, how will you be recognized? Ito po yung mga ilan sa mga katanungang sasagutin po ng ating mga guests this afternoon. But let me just introduce myself to you this afternoon. I am Nelly Diliera. I'm from the Philippine Trade Training Center, and together with THEMS International Business School, we are supporting the DTI e-commerce under Assistant Secretary Jean Pacheco in bringing you Control Biz Reboot Now Series 2. And at this time, I'd like to introduce to you our panelists who will be joining us, and they will of course be teaching you or providing you tips and the best practices as far as how to sell online. Starting off with, the Business Development Head of Lazada. We have here Mr. Petrus Carbonell. And this time yes, we will give them time later. We will give them time to talk about, the companies, particularly the 3 companies pala. From head of Shopee Mall, from Shopee, we have Pavan Chala. Okay, we're just showing your social media deck this time. And this time from Zelingo, we'd like also to welcome here Miss Sheila Mauricio. Thank you very much for joining us. She's our head of commercial. And from Wunderman, Thompson, the e-commerce director herself, Miss Noel Pormento. And this time from Zalora, head of business development, Jackie Marcelo Ricasata. Thank you for joining us. And also from CarvePH, we have Tom Sequia. Thank you also for joining joining us. Magandang hapon. Okay, at this time, we will introduce each one of them yung sa live kanina we're just showing you the SOCMED decks of these people. So we'd like to hear first from few lines lang siguro because we're actually giving time to 3 companies to tell us more about their company. So we'll good afternoon, Mr. Petrus Carbonell. Hello, Petrus.
Hello,
Just
good
say hi.
afternoon, Ma'am Nelly. Hello, good afternoon sa mga lahat ng nanonood. Salamat sa pag-imbita ulit. Masaya-saya kami na nandito kami. And we are really committing to be a partner for MSMEs. So kung kayo nagnanais magsimula ng journey, please join Lazada.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Petrus. Ngayon po naman, Head of Shopee Mall, Shopee, Mr. Pavan Chala. Good afternoon, Pavan.
Hi
Hello,
all, good
Pavan.
afternoon, and hope you're staying safe and indoors. We're here to help you in terms of e-commerce and everything we can offer in terms of technology. So please do join Shopee.
Yes, all the way from Singapore. And this time, we'd like to welcome the Head of Commercial from Zelingo, Ms. Sheila Mauricio. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon, and thank you, Ms. Nelly, for the introduction.
Yeah. Sige, Ms. Sheila. Anyway, we'll give you time. Hindi namin nakita yung face mo lang. We'll see you later. Okay, from Wunderman Thompson, as I was saying early on, the e-commerce director, Ms. Noel. Noel,
Hi.
good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi, I'm Noelle. Thank you for the introduction, Director Nelly. I'd also like to thank ASIC Jean and Joel Santos of Thompson International for giving us another opportunity to be a part of DTI's growth initiative for the MSMEs.
Yes, thank you. And this time, the Head of Business Development from Zalora, Ms. Jackie Marcelo Ricasata. Hello, ma'am. Ms. Jackie, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. I just want to say thank you for inviting us, and we would love to onboard a lot of new sellers, a lot of brands in Zalora.
Thank you. And this time from CarvePH, the Head of CarvePH. I hope that they're already here. Do we already have Mr. Tom Sequoia, please?
Here.
Good. Just in time.
Director Nelly, thank you for having us. Thank you for having me today here. And I hope that I can share value to the people who are trying to transition for whatever platform they end up on. Just sharing what we know and trying to help out. Thank you to Sir Joel from Thames International for inviting us here.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Tom. Okay, you're just in time, di ba? Nag-start na tayo, but yun, okay. As I was saying early on, we've actually been talking to our panelists kasi when you talk about Lazada, I think a lot of people already knows Lazada, even Shopee, and even Zalora. That's why we agreed that we'll only be giving about 30 seconds to a minute to our newcomers, okay? They've actually admitted that they're just launching, or some of them may not yet be very familiar to a lot of our MSMEs. So we're giving time to our 3 panelists to introduce their company. So we're starting off with Zelingo. We'd like to request the Head of Commercial, Ms. Sheila Mauricio, to tell us something about your company. Yes, Ms. Sheila.
Sure. Thank you so much, Ms. Nelly. Can I just share my screen, just one slide, a few slides, to talk about Zelingo? Basically, Zelingo is a platform with multiple products serving business needs. So we're not just business to consumer platform. We also have other products that definitely can support their business, especially MSMEs. So even though we just started last year in business to consumer in 2019, we have been in the industry since 2015, started in other Southeast Asian country. Mm-hmm. Currently, we are present in 10 countries with more than 4,000 factories and 75,000 merchants. We are actually funded by the top investors that also funding startup companies like Instagram, WhatsApp, and Skype. And then, like I mentioned.
Ms. Mika, do we have the slide, please?
Sorry.
Of Zelingo. Is that what we're sharing early on? Yes, go ahead, Ms. Sheila.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes.
So basically, like what I've mentioned, we have 6 companies under Zelingo. the Zilingo Trade, which is business-to-business e-commerce platform, Zilingo Shopping, which is a business-to-consumer e-commerce platform. We have Zilingo Seller Center Trading Software, which is similar to Enchanto and Celiseller. We have Zilingo Factory Software, which is basically for partners manufacturer to improve their productivity and quality. So basically it's manufacturing execution system. We also have Zilingo Marketing Services. And then last but not the least, it's the finance service, or this can be, supporting arm for our B2C and B2B buyers and sellers. I think that's it.
Okay. Your headquarters, Miss Sheila, is where?
Actually, our headquarters are in Singapore.
Singapore. Okay. Okay. So you have a lot of services, but I think magfo-focus lang tayo doon ngayon sa mga, what MSMEs can make use of in terms of selling, online selling. Okay. Thank you, Miss Mauricio. And another one, actually they've been our partner since the series 1 of Control B is reboot now. It's Wunderman, Thompson. The e-commerce director here, Ms. Noel Pormento, is also sharing about their company. Yes, Ms. Noel.
Good afternoon again. I'm Noel. I also want to introduce Carissa Machinta, who's currently with me in this call. She's our senior e-commerce manager based in our Indonesia office. Okay, so there we go. Thank you, Mika, for sharing. Hang on, let me just check. Okay, so to give a brief introduction on who we are, Wunderman Thompson is a creative data and technology agency. So our main mission is to inspire growth for ambitious brands by helping our clients apply creative solutions to real business problems. So from building brands to creating experiences, building platforms to guiding decisions with data, it's more than just communications, it's actually creating inspiration to people's lives. If you can see here, our capabilities include brand, strategy, so brand communication, strategy, tech, the enabler of everything we do, commerce, CRM, customer relationship management, data, which is guiding decisions by using data to understand human behavior, empathizing, anticipating, and connecting with consumers. Experience, and of course, production. It's inspiring growth in the efficacy of all marketing investments through intelligent automation, activation, and production of content. So here you can see our top clients. So we're actually partnered with the likes of Globe, Johnson & Johnson's, Unilever, McDonald's, Nestle, and some of our works are here also, like the Globe Star Wars, if you guys have seen it last year. And the Kit Kat benches that you were able to maybe see around BGC, that was us. We were the agency behind it. And the McDonald's app that's currently that just launched, that's also us. And there are other sample works that we have here that you guys can just check out later on. So there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, that's Noel Pormento, sorry. Thank you very much, Ms. Noel of Wunderman. This time, we'd like also to listen and find out what the company of CarvePH is all about. Tom Sekuya, please.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I know this is meant to be short, so let me just let me share my screen real quick. All right. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Is that working? So Carve is a bootstrap digital agency. We're a team of 50. We do anything from strategy to branding to content campaigns. And we have been existing for 6-7 years. And we are helping a lot of people transition from totally analog to like digital businesses. So now it's a really good season to do that. And it is, I think, a need for everyone. So yeah.
Yeah, your screen is not showing. Can you just check it, please?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hang on.
Yes, okay. I think people would also be interested to see the, the visuals.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm so sorry. Just my computer's acting up right now, but like I'll power it back on. Are you
There you
able to
go.
see this now?
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
Slide,
very
please.
cool. Okay,
Okay,
let me
go
turn
ahead.
that on. There you go. So we also launched a platform this time. It's e-commerce.
What
It's a
happened?
traffic
Excuse me.
marketing.
Sorry to stop you again.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
you just have to
If I
flash
go
it.
full screen,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. I think that's a problem. Just don't. Um. Yeah.
I'm
Don't.
not gonna go full screen. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna do
Better.
this.
Yes. Better.
There you
Okay.
go. So so we're also launching a platform, and I'm gonna talk about that later if I have an opportunity to do it. It's a platform for e-commerce, but it's really oriented towards marketing and driving traffic. It's called Sarili.com. So it's a good time. It's a good time to be invited here. Thank you so much. And that's it. That's what Carve is, and that's what we do. Find us at carve.ph if you want to reach out and have a conversation.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Okay. So I think we have to proceed now. Wait, my camera is not showing. Okay, thank you very much. So sa lahat ng mga MSMEs natin, maganda yung composition ng ating guest this afternoon kasi meron tayo from online selling platform, meron rin tayong galing ng creatives, meron rin tayong, ano ba ito siya, yung sinasabi niya kanina B2B. So even manufacturers or even, yung mga factories who are selling to retailers is also represented here. So let's find out how we can maximize the online selling platform and let's get tips from them on how to successfully make use of the online selling platform. So we proceed now to our main question, and later on we will also be acknowledging questions from the floor. The very question that we have, tatlo lang to siya, and this is directed to all of you. For your respective companies, kasi di ba alam natin ang dami-daming mga produkto, ang dami-daming mga serbisyo are already making use of your platform. Pero what works? What are the tips that you can provide our MSMEs? What works, what is good, and how do we increase the online sales? I think the very objective of all these MSMEs is to generate sales. But if they are not recognized from among the many products and services which are present in your respective platforms, I think mahihirapan tayo doon. Okay? So palagay ko naman kayo rin ang pinaka-objective talaga ninyo is for you to be able to help our MSMEs generate sales. Okay, we'd like to ask first Lazada, the business head, Petrus Carbonell, to answer a question. What works,
Hi.
what's good, and how to increase online sales? Go ahead, Petrus.
So what works, no? What works? Salamat na sa tanong na yan. No? Maraming mga pwedeng gawin ngayon online. So for a platform, for example, ang trabaho namin ay ipag-meet ang buyers and sellers. So you as a buyer online, you as a seller online, no, you have to remember na marami ka ng potential customers. So marami kang ang trabaho ng platform doon ay dalhin ng mga customers. So kaya kami nag-launch ng mga bagong mga activities tulad ng Quarantine TV. Meron kaming things like yung mga we have endorsers. We have a lot of game shows like Guess It. So if you are a seller online at nakapag-sign up ka na, of course, ang kailangan mo lang gawin dito is to maximize yung mga traffic within the platform and also outside. So if you want to do that, may mga maraming tools and maraming mga available ways to do it. So what works now is we're seeing before, people are going to the site to do transactions. So right now, e-commerce, one of the trends that we're seeing is for people going to online to do transactions, but now sila ay pumupunta para maging isang lifestyle destination. So they are trying to consume content. So kaya maraming mga live streaming. They're trying to play games, kaya meron kaming Last Games. And then we have a lot of things online na to engage yung consumer. So kung ikaw ay isang seller, you would want to take advantage of all these na available sa'yo. And a lot of people are going online not just to do transactions anymore, but for their lifestyle. As people are at home, habang nasa bahay sila, gusto nilang maglaro ng games, gusto nilang manood na kung ano-ano. And if you are a seller, you would like to take advantage of all these that are available to you.
Petro, siguro matanong ko lang gaano kadaming sellers na nandyan na ngayon? Kumbaga, enrolled na or enlisted na sa Lazada?
Ay, madami na yan. Pero araw-araw para ang nag-sign up na sa sobrang dami at kung hindi hundreds of or thousands of people are signing up, especially when we started this program with DTI mga 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. We're seeing people more going interested into e-commerce. So ang daming mga MSME dyan na nagsimula na parang meron silang small tindahan sa dyan o malaking tindahan. Ngayon, they are very interested and they're treating e-commerce as an additional sales channel. Parang investment rin yan eh.
Oo, pero Petros, tanong lang natin din, di ba? Kasi sinasabi mo, libo na nga yung nandyan. Sa experience ninyo in your platform, paano sila mag-stand out? What MSMEs, anong kailangan nilang gawin for them to be able to stand out? Especially sabi nga natin, di ba? Parang there are already known brands na hindi na mahirapan magbenta. What if I'm a new MSME, considering already shifting to shift doon sa online selling natin, what will I do for me to be able to be recognized?
Yeah, so there are a lot of things. No? So if you go online to a platform like Lazada, we have personalization. So very important that your product and your product description is complete and very descriptive. It's there. So the pictures have also to be good. And then very important also, you also have that sa pag-fulfill. So dapat you have enough stocks. Hindi pwede yung papabilhin mo siya tapos biglang wala kang stocks. So yan, eventually it will end up with you having good ratings, with you having good reviews for your products. And yan yung mga pinapangalagaan natin. Kasi the key of the game here, especially online, is to build trust. So when you are trying to build trust, ano ba yung kailangan mo doon? Of course, kailangan you're reliable. Andyan yung mga items mo. At the same time, you have to be interesting. Ano ba yung mga meron ka dyan to stand out? So if you have the capability to do live streams, for example, pwede kang mag-appear online. Kahit ikaw lang yun. You might want to engage your community. Kahit ikaw isang individual at alam mong may maraming nakikinig sa'yo at you believe na your product is very good, you can talk about that in real time. You can ask them to engage you, talk to you about it, and then you can build this following, and then eventually increase your sales. So it's all about building that customer base, knowing who they are, ano yung kiliti nila, and then eventually trying to sell to them.
Okay, thank you very much, Petrus. This time, kasi we're already talking about creative. We have here somebody from Wunderman, but we'd like first to ask pala muna, yung Shopee, from head of Shopee Mall, Pavan Chala, how about in your case? What do you think works? How can an MSME stand out amidst a lot of products and services being offered in your platform? Yes, Pavan?
Thanks, Nelly. So I think primarily the key difference comes on how you represent your shop, how you represent your SKUs. So I think first of all, branding is very important, right? How's the content? How's your customer experience? And then secondly, is the customer service. As you know, customer service is probably one of the key things that drives buyer satisfaction. So I think it's very important for you to be able to make sure that you reply properly to your consumers. You make sure that your ratings are good. You make sure that your response time. So if you look at our platform, we have chat, which is enabled as a very key feature right from the days we started, right? So chat basically enables sellers to communicate directly with the buyers very easily, and it's very fluid. In fact, they can share links, they can negotiate, they can do a lot of things on there. And so this makes it very easy. So it almost for consumers, it makes it like social media. It's as easy as going on Facebook. So it's very important to drive good customer experience through that. The second thing is fulfillment. I think one of the things that matters really for e-commerce is at the end of the day, fast shipments, right? If you're going to ship in a very long period of time, I don't think the customers are going to be happy or come back again a second time. So the fulfillment is very important. Other than that, in terms of pricing, I think to stand out, it's very important to have a more customized pricing. And also if you can do lowest price guarantee, which means be more competitive compared to other sellers, maybe in other platforms as well. And then finally is how do you have a very good content in terms of the product listing, in terms of the images, in terms of the videos, and also live stream, right? So within Shopee, live stream is actually one of the most viewed feature and most used feature among sellers. So I think it's very important to make sure that you continuously promote your content and your products on live stream, because currently what we see also is that during the ECQ time, we see a lot of consumers being able to browse products and discover new products, things that they would not normally have discovered. And also the conversion rates have increased quite a bit. So I think it's very important to maximize on all the tools that we offer within Shopee and drive the best customer experience.
Okay, thank you very much, Pavan. Okay, we move to another online platform seller. We know of Zalora as, focusing on products, lifestyle products sold online. But lately, during the series 1 of the Control Biz Reboot Now, we also learned that they started selling essential products. Now, the same question goes to the head of business development, Miss Jackie, please.
Thanks, Miss Nelly. So you're correct, Miss Nelly. Actually, in Southeast Asia, we are the #1 online fashion and lifestyle destination. However, we do recognize that for the ECQ, the COVID situation, we know na meron tayong infrastructure dyan. So, ang goal natin is really to help the Filipinos, and not just the Filipinos, of course, the business owners, because we know kapag offline mahirap. So, actually, just last month, we onboarded a lot of sellers. So, apart from the fashion brands, sa kids brands, sa beauty brands, meron na po tayong pagkain, meron na tayong beverages, we're looking into masks, meron na rin po kami. Actually, Ms. Nelly, if you don't mind, I would like to share a few tips. I won't go through all of them, but just to highlight.
Okay.
This one is actually something that would be beneficial for someone na tipong bago pa lang sa online o di kaya meron ng online. So hopefully this will help everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can already see it.
Okay, so briefly, so this one, just an introduction. Baka ang tanong kasi, bakit ba kailangan mag-sell online? So, assuming everything is okay, syempre ngayon kasi online is the new normal. It's a great avenue to promote and sell your products. Kung meron kang store offline, online will actually be something incremental. So, ibig sabihin nito, bagong business yan sa'yo. Kasi makakatap ka actually ng new customer database, and actually kahit online makaka-build ka ng loyalty. So, ang tanong ngayon, sino ba ang pwede magbenta? Ang pwede magbenta would basically be...
If I may cut you, please. Okay.
Sure.
Slideshow, please.
Sure. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So anyway,
we got it.
Kung ang tanong, sino ba yung pwede mag-sell online? So, small sellers, independent brands, medium and small enterprises, entrepreneurs, designers, specialty stores. So basically anybody whose business is to sell products or services. So now going into the tips, very briefly. So develop a data-driven mindset. At this point in time kasi there are a lot of technological tools. So I would suggest, lalo na for Zalora, for us, we offer end-to-end solution. So for the sellers, yung tipong natatakot pa, hindi pa marunong, don't worry. We will guide you every step of the way. So all you have to do is sign up with us, send us your catalog, send your requirements, and then we will train you and your staff to how to operate. And for Zalora, with this data-driven mindset, kasi we have a lot of data that we can share with the suppliers, with the sellers. So itong data na to, ang maganda dito, pwede niyong gamitin to improve your processes and even to improve your products. Now, in any business naman, in any kind of business, whether offline or online, syempre kailangan meron kang plano. Tignan mo, sino ba yung kausap mo? Anong edad? Babae ba? Lalaki? Anong klaseng produkto yung ino-offer mo na wala pa? O di kaya, what advantages do you have over your competitors? Look at how you price your products. Basically, kailangan makita mo, aaralin mo siya, saan ka maglalaro. And then, building your own e-commerce store. I know there are a lot of platforms now that are offering this. For Zalora naman, for us, there's no need to learn how to create your own website. In fact, when you sign up with us, automatically may sarili kang store. So next would be obtaining the licenses. Ito, syempre, critical ito kasi apart from, of course, onboarding the sellers, kailangan din po natin protektahan yung ating mga customers para pag nag-shopping sila, alam nila na legitimate at saka maayos yung item at saka safe. So in terms of payment option, if you have your own website, meron naman po dyan iba't ibang platforms that will offer. But for Zalora, this is already built in. Another would be setting up delivery methods. Kasi online kasi what we offer is convenient. So kailangan seamless. Choose a logistics partner who can offer this. If you do join a marketplace, this is normally built in.
Yes.
Another thing would be delivery and returns. Be very clear about this. Kasi actually, this is something I'm very proud of. Sa Zalora, we have a 30 days free return policy. So this one will actually gain the trust of your customers. They will not hesitate to shop from you and your brand. And then next would be publishing your business, the contact information of your business para naman you're approachable, your customers can easily talk to you. And then next is to promote your store. So when we say promote kasi, the term for that is the omni-channel approach. So the way I would explain would be, you have to tap all the tools that you have, all the stores that you have. So whether it's offline, online, you have to be cohesive. So ibig sabihin nito kung ano yung sinasabi mo offline, ganun din sana ang nare-reflect online. And then last but not the least, always look for opportunities to increase awareness and visibility. So normally, if you join marketplaces such as Zalora, we have ongoing campaigns. So join whenever you can. Be always top of mind. For social media naman, try your very best to always promote your brands, get the customer contact details provided that they agree to it para you're always talking to them. So on the high quality products, you have to also prepare the photos and then the descriptions. Kasi online po tayo, so kailangan clear po tayo, yung photos, maayos, white background. Let's see if we can offer free shipping. That's something that you have to take into account. And then for online, lalo na, let's be active in terms of promoting new products. Or if, for example, yung assortment mo, hindi naman kailangan palagi may bago, pero something exciting every month. So pwedeng meron kang gift with purchase, meron ka ding maybe something like a set of some sort. So yung tipong kailangan you're top of mind para ma-excite si customers. And then next would be guaranteeing the authenticity of your products. And then last but not least, providing customer service when needed. So basically, that's it for Zalora. Always be top of mind. Make sure that your products are of good quality and do offer that great customer service.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, we're already doing the question and answer. Okay, but these are just the first question that we shoot, and we wanted all our panelists to answer again. This time, we'd like to hear from. We've actually been talking about creative branding and all that. So I think we'll reserve that question to Noel later on. But this time, we'd like to hear from Tom Sequoia, please. What do you think, in your experience, based on the MSMEs that are already onboarded in your platform? What tips or what tips can you provide our MSMEs for them to be recognized and for them to stand out? Tom, please.
So I really appreciate the answers of everybody. They're all amazing. It's such an honor to be listening to everybody. My tips, I actually came up with three now to bring here, but I'll just focus on the last one, which is to sell through an experience, which requires us to think of selling through an ecosystem, meaning to say we have to think of it na ecosystem siya, hindi lang and it's in every platform there is an ecosystem that you also have to manage. But going outside of that, on the internet, we have to work on our online presence, and that all these little channels that are everywhere around the platform, we also have to be mindful of, because dun manggagaling lahat ng traffic natin papunta sa platform or kung sa sarili mong e-commerce na site. And so we believe that we, as MSMEs, we need to continue to learn about digital marketing and understanding how to really corner our audience and be able to speak to them, speak their language, and then at the same time understand social media and create a strong presence there, and to build your brand and brand awareness from social media. And then all your channels that you go to, including sa platform, dapat yun nga, as I think Pavan was sharing, and Miss Jackie was also sharing, that dapat ang experience in one channel pareha din sa iba. Kasi if it's not, then you would have somebody getting confused with how they're interacting with you in the different areas that they find you on the internet. So with the launch of Sarili and everybody who's been onboarded there, which by the way, we're a lot of it is free. It's an ecosystem approach. So meron tayong continuous education na ginagawa for everybody who's part of it. There's a network side of it. There's a platform side of it, and there's a digital marketing side of it as well. So the way we understand things is that dapat aside from setting up your own e-com store, you have to think about the mall that's going to promote it. You got to think about the marketing engine and your communication around it. And you have to think about the community that you're part of, as well as developing relationships on the internet and educating yourself all the time how to optimize your store. Because tulad ng Shopee, Lazada, Zalora, ang daming areas within these platforms that people don't get to maximize because hindi nila napapansin or hindi nabibigyan ng attention. So just think of the internet as an ecosystem. Think that your brand has to now part of a big show, and you have to continuously speak to your audience and grow your online presence to the different channels that you are on. So yun ang masabi ko siguro as a whole. And if I actually prepared an entire slide deck, but I don't want to occupy too much time. So I'm hoping na nakasagot ko and people picked something up from that. And see you later at the Q&A, I guess.
Okay. Actually, ako pa lang kung ako ay isang MSME ngayon, I have already picked a lot from what you were sharing to us. Ang dami na, kaya lang meron pa tayong isa, idagdag pa natin dito. Galing naman sa ating partner naman, yung enabler natin from Zilingo. Kanina nga, she was mentioning about, it's actually going beyond just the business to consumer dahil meron siyang B2B rin. Let's find out, naman yung what works. What advice can you give or what tips can you give to our MSMEs? Miss Riza, please. Sheila Mauricio.
Thank you, Ms. Nelly. Actually, the three tips, I have three major tips, what works for sellers that will actually join our Zilingo trade. First, we are an end-to-end solution where from sourcing, selecting products, marketing and content creation will be provided. Especially for those, again, pag MSMEs, wala naman pong sariling production team or photographer to create their content. And we also have extended also helping them on how to create their digital marketing assets or banners or even social media or editorial photo shoot. We can actually help them with that kind of service. And then again, the right products to be selected is the most important thing. Why? Because of course, if you do not give the right product for your consumers, then definitely there's no way for us to expand or make our online business successful. Having said that, we need to select a high demand product, especially if you're gonna be starting. We have low competition. So basically, if you see everyone is selling a certain product, of course, you need to think about what else can be done. There's a lot of sourcing platform that definitely can help us sourcing the right products. And then pricing, minimum and maximum. And while sourcing as well, always remember that it's better to source in the direct source or manufacturers, distributor, importer. Why? Because you can negotiate a best price. Always remember that if you're buying an item, always your multiplier is basically minimum of ×5 to at least ×7. So you have room for your promotion, discounting, that you can give as well for your customers. Second, of course, products that easy to ship is one of the good tips as well from our side. Sometimes it's, as we know, shipping is some kind challenging as well in the Philippines. So sometimes yung product mo is mura lang, pero yung shipping mo doble pa. Diba? So we need to consider that kind of aspects. And then, of course, the inventory management. With Zilingo, like what I mentioned, we have a 360 ecosystem where we can also assist our sellers to monitor their inventory by using one platform, which is the Zilingo Connect. And then third and last but not the least is actually the customer service. Of course, pag nag-online selling ka, be honest and be true on your claims, especially on legitimacy as well. It's really hard sometimes to check or to validate kasi hindi naman nila nakikita yan personally, right? So basically, yung brand mo or yung online shop mo is supposed to be credible. And then, again, once you build your customer, then definitely you need to create program for them. And always think about your customers. What the best that you can do for them is the way your business is gonna be grow. And then I think that's the most important thing. And what we can actually support as well in terms of the MSMEs and SMEs is the funding. So once we have a transaction, at least minimum 3 months with them, then they will be able to give a financing assistance from our side. So,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Sheila. Ang dami-dami nating napulot, ano? Sana yung ating mga MSMEs na nanonood ngayon na naglista rin kayo, no? But anyway, kung hindi po ninyo nakuha, this will actually be on the Facebook of DTI e-commerce. So pwede nyo po siyang i-replay and start, kasi wala tayong slides na pinakita, but I think malinaw po kung ano yung mga sinasabi nila. Okay, they've been telling us about, creatives, about branding, about, having good shots and all. So this time, isa siguro, other than they're already on selling, digital marketing, we like also to find out from Wunderman Thompson. Gusto ko lang din isingit, yung ating mga slides dito sa Reboot, Control Biz Reboot Now, was actually prepared by Wunderman Thompson. Yung nakita yung mga magtataho, nakita yung mga nagbebenta ng mga, mga binibenta sidewalk, yung nakikita yung mga icons dito sa ating programa, sila po ang gumawa. So this time siguro, to talk and tell us more about, branding and, the creatives. We'd like to hear from the e-commerce director, Ms. Noel, please.
Thank you, Ms. Nelly. Before I answer your question, please allow me to share 1 to 2 tips that we prepared for online selling. A lot of them have been touched already by different platforms here with us, but I just like to harp on and add on 2 things. So first is the campaigns, no? So when you're running your own campaign, suppose that everything has been set up already, your store is ready, your images, your product descriptions all set, and now you're off to running your own campaign. So when running your own campaign, ideally, tahi siya sa current news, no? Events, holidays, or observances to give the campaign its theme. And having a theme enables brands to connect with shoppers more because there's more story to it. Hindi lang siya selling, like 50% off or tactical campaign. So it's more about really connecting to the consumers, really connecting to your audience. So check observances relevant to your audience and build a campaign around it. Meron din tayong tinatawag na platform-initiated campaigns, like the likes of the platforms here that they always do yearly, like the likes of 11/11, 12/12, take advantage of these kasi these platforms put investment and efforts in driving more traffic to their sites. And makakatulong ito sa inyo to give your products more exposure. And para ma-appreciate niyo yung campaigns initiated by these platforms, I'd just like to share some figures, if I may. Last year alone, there's actually a platform that garnered 48 times more items sold and 19 times more visits for all participating brands regionally during a mega campaign such as 12/12 last year versus normal day performance. So it's interesting thing to note also na pagdating sa marketing, we need to be sensitive, no, and empathetic with our messaging to resonate and connect with our shoppers on a deeper level. You may always hear me say connecting and resonating because we always want to look at our shoppers as humans. Hindi lang, okay, potential client ko lang siya. It's really more about building relationship with them also. So great examples are the initiative drives of our partners here and the other brands out there during this challenging time that I've seen, no? So like, there has been donation drive, buy a meal drive, and even able to convert reward points for donation. So this really showcases our bayanihan spirit and touching on people's lives. So I'd like to go on to like our next tip. This is more about shoppers at core. So it's really interacting and engaging with them, encouraging social sharing. So again, as mentioned earlier by Director Nelly, the relationship with your shoppers do not end when they check out or when you finish listing your products. Kasi mauubusan din sila at kailangan din nilang bumili ulit. And when that time comes, it's important that your brand is on top of their minds. Aside from having quality products, great customer service, and exceptional fulfillment, interact and engage with them. Keep them in the loop. Be in their conversations. Kung mag-comment sila sa post ninyo, respond to them. Be their friend, be an inspiration. Another thing is to encourage social sharing. As humans, we know that we need that sense of being part of a community. And we see that people love to share how their day went. Even me. I like to share how my day went on my social media. I tag my friends with interesting posts that I see online. So it would be great if, keep that in mind, that you craft a great and meaningful content that your audience would want to share. So going on to the branding, if I may. So branding is really important. No? So what is really branding? It's the overall tone, look, and feel of the material and how this is consistent with the campaign message. You would want that the shoppers or anyone who sees your marketing communications, your logo, your website, that they know it's you. It actually gives brand an identity. And with identity comes a story. And a good story is what inspires and resonates with people together as brands and consumers. So actually the foundation of the brand is the logo, no? I just like to cite our logo as an example. So Wunderman Thompson's logo is actually the plus sign, but we call it as the inspiration mark because it's a symbol of growth, which communicates our mission to inspire growth for ambitious brands. So from there on the onset, you would know what we're trying to communicate. You would know our mission right there and then. So two things for secret for branding is that one, you need to be consistent. So consistency is key. And second is that it should resonate your identity, why you exist, why your company, why your negosyo exists. So there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Noel. Ang dami, mga kaibigan, mga MSME, sana nalista nyo yung lahat. Again, inuulit ko lang, lahat ng mga sinabi nila, replay po ninyo para maisulat ninyo kung paano kayo matulungan. Now, let's look at the questions that are coming from our Q&A dito sa Zoom and later Facebook. May mga questions nandito na nasagot na from Ana Dadios, nasagot na yung tanong niya. From Wen Sorioso, thank you also for sending us your question. But here's a question, siguro hingin ko lang yung sagot ng isa or dalawa lang sa ating mga panelists so we can move on to other questions. Tips on how to save in shipping cost. Sino kayong gustong sumagot nito? We just need one or two. Lazada, please. Would you like to answer the question? Tips on how to save in shipping cost? And
in terms of Lazada, no, if you're a seller,
yes.
The shipping cost is actually by default being paid by the buyer. In fact, in the recent weeks, pinababaan na namin yung rates namin. Ang minimum rates within Metro Manila, for example, ay 40 pesos na lang from dati 50 pesos. So right now, it is fixed na depending on saan yung area nyo and yung ano yung item na binibenta nyo. Now, kung ikaw ay buyer, gusto mo makatipid, meron pong mga sellers na nag-offer ng free shipping.
Mhm.
So on some campaigns as well, na ginagawa namin. So again, kanina na-mention yung mga campaigns na ginagawa ng mga platforms. And one of the things that a platform will do like us is doing free shipping. This is one of the ways you as a buyer can save kung gusto niyo talagang makatipid dun sa shipping fee. Ngayon, if you're a seller, you can offer this to your buyer. And then yung buyer aabangan lang naman nila yan. So that is also one way na maka-stand out ka versus yung competition nyo. Kasi kung ikaw ang tindahan mo ay nagbebenta ng free shipping, tas yung isa na kapares lang ng binibenta ay hindi. Of course, kung ikaw ang buyer, pupunta ka doon sa hindi nagano. Pero for Lazada, one of the things that we're also developing is better and more competitive shipping rates. So I think that's my answer to the question.
Okay, thank you, Petrus. Kasi yung ating mga online selling platform naman are also helping. And we're also helping yung MSMEs, but also yung ating namang mga forwarders, so yung mga nasa logistics are also, offering maybe discounts and all that. So ang sunod natin tanong, this time, this is for Shopee. We'd like to ask si Shopee, what should we not do? What should we not do if we are starting up as an online seller? This is from Bernardo Tuangkin. Thank you for the question. Yes, from Pavan. That's for Pavan, please.
Thanks, Nelly. I think in terms of what you shouldn't do is probably focus on a category that you don't understand. So let's say there's a set of products that you are not confident on selling. I would say it's very important to do your homework before you build your stock. I think it's very important that you actually try and understand the category a bit more, right? Let's say, for example, you are getting into FMCG products. I think it's very important to actually go and check out the other prices that other sellers are selling for. And then try and only get into it when you're able to get a price that is competitive enough. So I think don't take very big risks in terms of stock initially if you're just about to get started. The second thing is, a platform like Shopee has a lot of features that you can actually use to your advantage. So whether it is free shipping or whether it is a wholesale pricing. So all of these features, I think definitely don't ignore. Make sure that you do your homework in terms of how you can better serve your customers before you get in. And I think finally, make sure that you're operationally set up well. So if you're not able to ship on time, if you have other stock issues, please try to fix all of that before you get online.
Rejoinder, this is another question. This time also for Shopee. In Shopee and sometimes Lazada, you're singled out. The thing is, as customer, there are photos that are almost similar to each other. Is this considered a norm in selling a product in Shopee and Lazada? Do you still see this a competition? How about the copyright of the photos being used? Thank you. Petrus, maybe, and then Pawan.
Well, on Lazada, especially for in general, intellectual property rights, we are very serious about that. So if we get complaints, we do act on it ng mabilisan. We also sweep the platform for a lot of products, and we take a look at that. Now, in terms of competition, if you're selling the same item and then you have similar products, then if it looks the same, it probably is. And then we also encourage competition. So competition in terms of products, we're not restricting from anything. We have different brands, we have different items, and we're trying to mirror yung offline market. So pag pumunta ka sa offline, kahit may iba sometimes matabi-tabihan, as long as allowed naman sila to sell that and they're not violating any IPR or mga intellectual property rights of anyone else, then we allow them to sell. So it is also good for the buyer na there's competition kasi other sellers, for example, nata-challenge sila dahil pag-isipin natin kung magpares kami ng binibenta, of course, gusto nila mas competitive yung bibilhin nila or mas mura. So that's one of the ways also that we help the buyers and sellers compete online.
That question also goes to our partner from Shopee. Pavan, please.
Yeah, so from Shopee side, we actually have a very smart and diligent process in terms of making sure that copyright content is not actually published, and if by any chance it gets there, and you know, if the brand does reach out to us, we do work with some of the sellers and to educate them that this content is actually copyrighted, and so they can replace it with better content. But I think the advice for sellers would be that you know, try and create your own content. So if you have products that you're selling online, that you're purchasing, and you're uploading to your listings, just make sure that you are able to take your own photos, good photos that you know, consumers can understand your branding. So I don't think there's a reason to reuse the content, and we do monitor that.
Okay, thank you very much, Pavan. Okay, there are a lot of questions actually thrown through Facebook and even through Zoom, but we're just picking up questions that are related to online selling, the tips. Okay, this time for creative agencies, I think this is for Wunderman, Thompson. For creative agencies, how much does a business need to avail of your services, or what are your tips for startup businesses? Ms. Noel, please.
I was on mute, sorry. Oh, thank you for that, Ms. Nelly. If we can actually leave our contact details at the end of the webinar, and we can get in touch with the person who asked that. But in terms of like starting your own e-commerce business, it really depends on what where you get your where you get your partners, your creative partners, or like which platforms you're gonna list. Because from most of the platforms here, it's actually free to list, no? So things like that, but it's easy to even take your own photos, even to write your own descriptions and all that. It doesn't have to be costly to start your e-commerce business, but eventually, if you want to scale further, and then we can explore other things like making big campaigns for you, doing mega days for you, or like any other initiatives or efforts and partnerships that we can think of. But if you're just starting, just focus on what you're selling, why you're actually selling it, and you can communicate that to the shoppers. But again, like take advantage of the different enablers here with us that DTI has partnered with. It's very, very it's really gonna help. Actually, that's one of our tip too, is to have a strategic partnership, no? So getting or having your business online it's not really going to be costly. It's actually going to be more convenient, and especially if you partner with the trusted and reliable partners here. So take advantage of the different core competencies that we have here. So we have like the likes of logistics partners, delivery partners, like the likes of the platforms here that they also offer payment solutions and delivery services. So let us do that job for you as you focus more on your expanding your assortment, focusing more on the quality of your products, focusing more on your customer service. But yeah, that's the for now.
Yes, thank you, Noel. Thank you very much also to Raniela Marie Robles for that question. And early on, we had a question from Ezra Basto. This time, we actually heard all our panelists talking about stocks, okay, making stocks available. It's one of the requirements for you to be able to be remembered by our customers. So here's a question from Jose Pallones. Thank you very much for this question. How many inventories do we have to stock in order to enroll to your company as online seller? Maybe we'd like to throw this question to Jackie of Zalora, please.
Okay, so the beauty of marketplace is that we don't actually require a minimum amount of inventory for every item. What we would recommend actually would be a wide assortment. So ibig sabihin ito, mas maganda yung dami tayong products na ino-offer versus a deep inventory, because we understand syempre yan yung normal na concern sa mga bagong sellers. Syempre, stocks nila, of course, they want to mobilize it with other platforms o di kaya sa offline nila. So for us naman, we don't actually require a minimum number. For as long as they're available, then that's fine with us. Mas maganda nga actually kung mas madaming SKUs or products ang pwede na lang i-offer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, nasa control yun ng mga MSMEs, ano? Siguro wag naman kayo
Yes.
pumunta online at magbenta online at yung stocks nyo iilan lang. Kasi the moment na may nag-order and you can't deliver, I think that will affect yung inyong relationship with the customers. Or for Salingo, okay, for Sheila, Miss Sheila, okay, ang tanong dito, how are we galing kay Maan Tejada? Question is, how are we going to ensure ourselves when times we encounter modus on the buyer's side? Okay, example, they claim they did not receive item even if we ship them. From
Yeah.
Yes, Ms. Sheila, please.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nelly, for the question. Basically, our buyers, so basically the question is yung mga scammer where they deliver the items but they're claiming it's not been delivered to them, correct? So for us, we have actually a dedicated customer service team and operations team to validate that. If in case the consumer or the customer did the same, then definitely we will still pay the seller. And then that customer will be actually banned once proof na na-deliver naman talaga yung item.
Yes.
So at least for us to extend our, service to our customers.
Okay.
And to our sellers as well.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sheila. Okay, from FB Live, we have a question here from Noemi Gertrude. Okay. Si kanino natin bibigay itong question? Around how much percentage po ang markup ng goods sold in your online platform? Just to have an idea. Siguro quick lang. Ilan yung percentage na pinapatong ng ating mga online platform? Just to have an idea. Quick lang from Lazada. Percentage. Petrus,
Well,
please.
that is, for me, that is up to the seller. So
Okay.
how much you ilagay nyo dyan, kayo na bahala dyan. The platform will charge minimum payment fees and service fees. That's it. For Lazada, if you're a marketplace seller, if you're a corporate seller, it's 2.24%. It's inclusive of VAT already. And then if you're a corporate seller, that's a corporate seller. And then if you're individual seller, just an additional one. But in terms of margin, that is totally up to you. So again, you can play around. Pwede mong gamitin kahit anong promotional tools. It's up to you paano ka mag-strategize. At the end of the day, it's your business and we are here to help you.
Okay. So mga fees lang siya, no? May mga standard fees. Is it also true with Shopee?
Correct. So in terms of the markup, we actually leave it to the seller to decide what would be the right price for their item. At the end of the day, it's very important that the seller is able to understand their purchasing price and selling price and how to stay competitive. From our side, actually, we just charge some basic transaction fees from the platform side, which is just about 1.5%. So it's quite minimal.
Okay. Sige. Siguro mga common yun, no? Common yun among the different platforms na may mga fees lang sila and it's now left to the MSMEs magkano ba yung talagang gusto nilang ipatong doon. Okay, we'd like to throw this question to the head of CarvePH, Mr. Tom. Sabi dito, how do you change a person's or a buyer's mindset of today is not a good day to buy? People are very mindful of their spending habits ever since this COVID-19 happened. As a seller, how are we going to remove the wall? Thanks, Judith, for the question. And that's for Tom, please.
Sure. I think basic needs will be basic needs. And so regardless as to when it is, and needs is defined by every person differently. What may be essential for one might not be essential for somebody else. But I think we have to keep our confidence in our product and believe in ourselves that there is somebody who will want it and needs it at this moment. So we should not hesitate to talk about it. That being said, as a brand or as a business that exists right now within this crisis, we are all kind of hesitating whether we should market heavily or bibenta ba tayo ng todo ngayon. So I think on a platform, on a like Shopee, Lazada, Sarili, people really go there. Zalora, people go there to buy. So talagang, they have the intent to buy when they end there. If we're talking about social media or other channels, I think our focus should be relationships and making people love us in a way, in a way of listening to their needs and responding to those needs at this moment. Content should never stop. It's just a matter of taste and message that we have to kind of uh, shift. I always say anyway that on social media, for example, Facebook, Instagram, we shouldn't be product pushing and we shouldn't be overselling there. We should be focusing on, I treat it like a dinner party wherein we're all in a gathering. And so you don't really sell on a gathering, but instead you kind of shake hands and say hello. And so let the conversation develop from these channels so that they get to the platform where they can transact and buy. So I will say that right now you should not hesitate in posting and selling and marketing at the moment, but at the same time the focus should be speaking to the needs that are coming out from people right now caused by this change, and building relationships. As Noel also mentioned earlier, it's key that what we wouldn't do on a face-to-face, we shouldn't just do. We should just also not do on the internet. It's the same kind of behavior. So there you go. My answer is kung may binebenta ka, bentahin mo pa rin. Pero huwag ka matakot bumenta because people still need it. But i-focus mo lang yung content mo sa pag-build ng relationships and introducing yourself and getting to know your audience.
Mhm. Yung connection talaga, no? Connection natin sa mga customers. So we are top of mind, and yung brand loyalty, siguro if we already have established our own brands, yun, relationship with our customers. I'd like to ask this question to Noel of Wunderman. Sabi niya dito, kasi ang interest yata ni Claire Francisco is on art, no? So any tips on selling artwork and non-essentials at this time of pandemic? Is there a way to target buyers?
Well, okay, I'm not on mute anymore. Well, there are different ways to actually list your products, such as the non-essentials, no, and to sell them online. It's a very niche market also because at the moment people are more focused on buying what they need on a day-to-day basis, especially like some places here in Manila, may mga barangay coding, di ba? So when selling your art or other non-essential items, I would suggest that you leverage on the different platforms on social media. On Facebook, actually, and Google, there's a way to target specifically those people who are interested on arts, on the different demographics of your customers. So you would know better who they are, and you can specifically target them. Just go on and explore different tools out there. There's Facebook, there's Google. So there are other ways to just talk to them directly. And of course, take advantage of existing customer base. Because those people already are your market or your customers. So just keep talking to them. Maybe art, for some people like me, I actually like to paint. It's a way for me to cope up with this whole pandemic thing that's going on. So maybe that's another way for you to connect with your consumers. Maybe throw in some art, connect with them at a different level, and just keep talking to them. And again, they're already your existing customers, so you can still touch base with them and then offer like, okay, there are other things that I have here on hand. Maybe you're interested. So that's for existing customer base, and for prospecting for potential customers, you can very much well use the different platforms out there, and there's a way to actually connect to them. Just know who you're talking to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we'll accommodate 2 more questions because we already are beyond the slot that are given to us. But anyway, all our bodies, the bodies of our panelists today are also starting, and they have actually started answering all the questions that you have sent through Facebook and Zoom. Okay, this time, why most, if not all, sellers from Shopee and Lazada? Okay, question on issuance of sales invoice. Quick answer, please, from Lazada, from Petrus. Do you issue invoice? If you don't, how do we address that? I think some of our customers are also looking for cash invoices, or yes.
Yeah, for Lazada, so that's part of our policies that you should be able to issue the invoice. Now, if you don't get the invoice in the package, you can easily just message your seller and then ask for the invoice. So they should be able to send it to you either via picture or email or on the chat itself.
This is a question siguro for Paban, because in the, when was that? Yesterday, yesterday we actually had the Bureau of Internal Revenue, where they said that those who are going online selling should have OR or invoices of their own, because they can actually register their respective pwede nyo pong i-register nga, pwede rin kayong kumuha ng resibo, pwede rin po ninyong gamitin yung resibo na piniprint nga ng BIR. Kailangan nyo lang siyang bilhin. So I think ang issue dito is yung merchant natin or yung mga sellers pala natin, sila dapat yung may resibo. So question for Pavan, do you accept sellers who do not have, invoices, or who have not yet gotten their permits and licenses from the government?
So essentially what we do is we actually educate all our sellers, right? We make sure that they're the ones that are responsible for following the BIR process, the certificate of registration. And these are already some of the requirements that we need from the sellers. But I think at the end of the day, issuing invoices, making sure all the documents are set up properly, we educate the sellers constantly. So I think these are the things that at the end of the day, we do on a very educational basis.
Okay. I'm just very happy to share that, when was that? I think with Lazada, we've already started talking about Lazada and other online platforms. We've already started talking about, making it a part of the requirement before they can be considered online sellers, for them to get, FDA licenses or certification, or maybe requiring our online sellers, the MSMEs, to also register the business. It's one of the very important discussions that we had last time. Okay, last two questions. How do you handle returns? What if the customer returns an item that isn't the seller's item? May we have Zalora, please, Miss Jackie? How do you handle returns?
Okay, so
yes.
for Zalora, just to let everyone know, we do have a free 30-day returns policy from the time the customer receives the item, except for products due to hygienic purposes. So pag mga beauty, of course, hindi pwede, for swimwear or earrings or what have you. Now, to the process, it will have to go through a quality control check. So in our warehouse, we have a dedicated team for that. Before they return anything to the supplier or the seller, it will have to go through a quality check. So that means dapat yung packaging intact, the price tags are there, it's not abused. Ibig sabihin talaga, it's a legitimate return. And that's the only time we will return it back to the supplier or the seller.
Okay, thank you. Okay, one last question, this time from Brian Joseph Magpatok for Tom Sequoia of CarvePH. How important for SMEs to have branding? Is it more important to focus on it rather than expecting ROI? Mr. Tom, please.
Yeah, sure. I'd like to also invite Miss Noel to share the answer with me, but because they focus on branding a lot. They also focus on branding. We kind of do the same thing, except we're over here in Mindanao. Our principle in branding anyway is that we focus it on we center it on the customer and the human all the time. And so when we talk about branding, it's a sum of a bunch of different parts, right? So like your logo, your identity system, your visual styling, your messaging, etc. Bringing that together creates the brand, which is the space that we occupy in our audience's mind. So I think small or big as a business, it is a key focus. But as Noel was saying earlier also, do you have to spend so much at the beginning where you are? I think you need to spend time and bandwidth on it. Money wise, you can allow the business to evolve, but prepare for the fact that the bigger the ship, the harder it is to change direction. So magiging mas mahal siya kung magre-rebrand ka after 2 years. But so kailangan mo siya isipin ngayon, but hindi naman necessary na mahal talaga siya. Pero ang isipin mo is hindi lang siya sa itsura, but the experience that you're trying to create. So ibig sabihin, pag nag-interact yung business mo with its customer, kailangan well-defined yun para sa'yo. Kasi yun ang maaalala nila. Just like the French fries and the sundae with the golden arches. So anyway, that's my answer. Hopefully, nakatulong yun. Siguro si Miss Noel, meron din siyang may contribute.
Yes, I agree. I agree, Tom. Thank you. It's really about, that's actually one of the ways that you stand out, no? Like, for example, like when you go to a platform and type a dress, there's a lot of like options out there, right? But what really stands out is your branding. If people know who you are already and why you exist, as I've mentioned earlier, then you're able to connect more with the consumer. So when they see that, for example, again, when they type dress on a platform and then they see that, oh, this brand is here pala, then they would most likely click on your product because you've already set that tone, you've already introduced who you are, that identity. So it's really important because that's what sets you apart. Also, it's also about the creating the experience. It's really the inspiration. It's really connecting to consumers, especially now e-commerce, right? We don't really have that physical interaction with them anymore. So that's why if we can, like the most that we can is really try to connect with them on a deeper level. It's not just a product sell, it's really your story. You're selling your story and why you exist. Thank you.
Is it just me or is Direct Nelly frozen at the moment?
I think she got cut off.
Can you guys hear me?
Hi, Asik Jean.
Hi, Asik Jean. Hello.
Let me pinch it a bit for Nelly. Are we finished? Maybe the line lang was cut, but thank you everybody for thank you very much for coming over. I mean coming over, yeah, but thank you for being here, no? And it's really wonderful that we have all of the tips. Now, before I think we brown out daw sa PTTC. Yan daw. Okay, sige. So brown out. So bago tayo mag-brown out, we have, I guess, the last few minutes. I'd like to sort of ask everyone in the panel to say your final tips, if you may, on if I were an SME and I would now venture into online business. That's ayan actually, sabi nga natin, ito talaga yung gusto nating mangyari. Yung mga SMEs natin ngayon, try mong online selling. So, one round tayo. What do you think? What do you think should an SME do? Ito yung mga for Shopee, so they can understand us, no? For the non-Filipinos. So, what do you think you can finally say to all our SMEs out there? Your tips for those who would want to go into internet retail. Okay, so what? Let's try with in alphabetical order. So let's try CarvePH.
Mr. Tom, si Kuya. We're back.
May kuryente ka na. O, game. O, sige, Tom. Very briefly lang.
So this is for the last and final tip, right? For those who are either thinking of online selling or about to go into it, right? Look, I think it's overwhelming to think about all of it as a whole because there's so many moving parts to it. So I'll give this as an advice as to, you know, there's brand, there's platform, there's ads, there's social media, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So sometimes we don't really know where to start. This was given to me by one of my mentors before. If you just really want to start, dive in where it's comfortable and where you're happy. So if it's Facebook, start there. If it's Lazada, start there. And whatever you need to figure out along the way as a process, it will reveal itself and then develop it as you go. Pero ang importante ngayon is umpisahan mo, pumasok ka and dive in with eyes wide open naman. Dive in with eyes wide open. Pero umpisahan mo, hanapin mo saan ka komportable at saan ka masaya and do it there. Tapos hopefully maipagpatuloy itong project na to, that we're all here para magbigay ng advice and to continue to support everybody and tell everybody, depending on where they're at in their journey, kung ano ang pwede nilang gawin. So there you go. I'm sure everybody on this Zoom meeting is all the panelists are more than happy to share and contribute, as long as the country and the economy is advanced for all of us.
Mhm.
So in other words, wag matakot, subukan, right? Okay, let's go now. Go for it. Okay, let's go in alphabetical order. O, Lazada. Petrus!
Hello, Asik Jean.
Bigyan mo ako ng magandang quotable quote.
Ayan, ano bang magandang quotable quote? Siguro, galing sa boss ko na lang.
Sige, go
Sabi
ahead.
niya, think of it as an investment. So parang lahat ng investment, kailangan kung ikaw ay magbubukas ng online na tindahan, para siyang investment. It will take time, it will take some effort, but the potential is napakalaki ng potential. So again, to add to huwag kayong matakot and think of it as an investment. Kung ano po yung ipasok nyo sa negosyo na yan din po ang babalik sa inyo. So yan lang po yung akin at salamat agad. Salamat sa ulit.
Thank you, Petrus. So wag matakot, think of it as an investment. A game, Shopee. That's any wonderful message.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I think first of all, to wrap up from my side, I think I really want to thank Nelly and the team and everyone from DTI, for this session to connect with the SMEs and exchange ideas in a very productive way. I think for the sellers, for those especially joining freshly, who are not aware of the Shopee policies, I think really do your research. Take advantage of our free shipping program. Take advantage of our live streaming features. If you have essential goods, obviously this is a great time to start selling. So I think at the end of the day, there is a little bit of risk involved going from offline to online if you have been offline primarily. But I think it is a risk worth taking, especially if you've done your homework. So please join Shopee as soon as you can.
Okay, so before that, I'd like to take this opportunity that in line with the Reboot program, Shopee and DTI, Pavan, let me do it for you. Shopee and DTI has as part of the Reboot program, together with the Bureau of Domestic Trade, in line with getting more people to on board, we have a virtual food fair under Shopee. It's on May 16 to 17, so that's a go. So we would like to say buy local products, and many of some of our SMEs have actually onboarded. So that's one of the aspects of the Reboot package. So we go to the next one. S, is it W now? Wunderman, Thompson.
Yes. Hi. Thanks again, Asik Jean, for having us here, and Director Nelly and Joel Santos from Thames International. So basically, our parting words na lang would be for MSMEs that are MSMEs that are going online. Start doing it now, since this is the new normal. We've seen it during this pandemic, and it's just like we're actually in the accelerated future. Everyone is going online. You can buy everything already there. Everyone's connected online. So do it. It's okay. It's okay to be overwhelmed. That's why we're here. We're doing this for you. And of course, maintain your customer base. And when you move online, you have to continue talking to them, and you have to tell them that you are also now available online, so they know. And of course, another one is to prospect new clients in the online space. So go do it. It's okay. It's okay to work, to be overwhelmed. We are here for you.
O,
Thank you.
diba? O, diba? So, una, you go. Think of it as an investment. Do it now. Then, Pavan, I should remember what you said. So now, let's go to W. Is it now Z? Let's go to Zalora.
Thanks,
Jackie.
Asek.
Nice meeting you, Jackie, finally.
Nice meeting
And
you.
Noel,
Thank you
thank you
also
pala,
for
Noel.
inviting
Nice.
us. So,
Yes, Jean.
A game, Jackie.
okay, so my advice is it's okay to be afraid, actually. More than that, doing it now. Definitely, there might be some mistakes, but my advice is mistakes are okay. Just like in anything in life, lalo na when you start a business, lalo na pag online, bago lahat eh. So mistakes may happen, but I feel that what's more important is you learn from them because it is a learning journey. And what's nice about e-commerce, about online, is that it's very dynamic. You can react right away. You can improve right away. So now is the best time to do it. And don't worry because pag nag-join ka naman sa online platforms, you will have your account manager, you will have someone to help you along the way. If you have questions, just bring them in and we would all be more than happy to help.
Okay, so ganda nun. Mga quotable quotes yun, but I redo the slides. So we'll get your slides, right? And then we'll push it up to Facebook so everybody will learn. Thank you, Miss Jackie. And yes, we will do it right away because we can change it right away anyway. So last, we go with Zilingo. A game last.
Thank you, Asik Jean, and thank you, Direct Nelly, for the opportunity and inviting us here. So basically, my advice is be risk-taker and be courageous. Definitely in all businesses, there are a lot of things to be considered, especially in online. So wag sila matakot and they just need to equip with proper knowledge on how to start and fair in the e-commerce industry. So again, it's a learning experience, and whatever they will be experiencing, a lot of us are there to back it up, to support. So I think that's the best thing that I can actually
Yes.
Wow. So, Miss Nelly, sorry nag-brown out ka. So ako, okay pa kami dito. Wala kaming brown out pa dito sa
Balik
akin.
na kami. Sorry. Nakabalik.
A game for all of us who are listening. Ako, ang ganda nung mga last words and I'd like to summarize that. So, in other words, go, do it now sa mga nag-iisip po na gustong mag-online selling, nagpamuni-muni. Go, harapin natin. Ito na ang new normal. Think of it as an investment. Pero sabi nga ni Pavan, do your homework. Diba? Do your homework. Pero do it now. Wag na ho tayong magpatumpik-tumpik pa. Mistakes are okay, pero you learn from your mistakes. Parang life din yan. But ang maganda daw dito sa business ng e-commerce, you are able to react right away and then solve it right away. So ang sabi nga, ang final dahil nga yung e-commerce and you are equipped, andyan po yung mga platforms, andyan din yung maraming mga tumutulong na don't worry, including na po si DTI. No? Nandito lang ho kami kung ano po ang problema, pwede po namin kayong mabigyan ng advice at maturo po kayo kung saan po natin pwede nating i-refer no? Sa mga experts natin sa industriya. So, Miss Nelly, I will give the floor back to you. And thank you, dearest friends and dearest guests in the panel for doing a good job. We extended, but there's so many questions. And thank you to the audience in Facebook. Thank you, Miss Nelly. Or Miss Nelly is down again. So that's it. Maybe we're good. I think on behalf of the Department of Trade and Industry, we'd like to invite everybody tomorrow. Again, we have a very interesting panel. Lahat ho ng mga questions ninyo about e-fulfillment, warehousing, inventory, delivery, packing, pick up, lahat ho yan bukas ho. Tapos, hindi ho buo ang e-commerce kung walang online payment. Tapos na po tayo sa mga cash on delivery sana. Gusto ko talaga natin online payment na. So tomorrow ho, we would like to encourage everyone to please join us tomorrow for a very good session. Tapos ang ihuhuli ho nito, meron ho tayong how to finance your e-commerce transformation. And then finally, yung last po natin, yung talk natin, the economics of e-commerce ni Professor Ronnie Balberan. Para ba sa'yo tong e-commerce o hindi? Yeah. So thank you everybody. Thank you to PTTC. Thank you to the panelists. This is Jean Pacheco po from the Department of Trade and Industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
And Saksik Jain. Bye.
Bye.